So this is going to be a really cool episode, really relevant. I'm sure you guys have been seeing Robinhood in the news left and right. Now, what's going to be interesting is that Robinhood doesn't have any issued utility patents as far as we could find, but we were able to locate 6 design patents. Design patents, especially in the software space, are really interesting and really, really powerful because the user interface that you use to interact with the app, you can protect it with a design patent. And we looked and we saw how that was done months ago when we did a deep dive into LinkedIn and Facebook's portfolio. Today, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it for Robinhood. We also did a really cool episode on Snapchat. So go back and check that episode out too. Really, really cool content and relevant because I know a lot of you guys are developers. A lot of you guys are putting out mobile apps. And so this is a way to use design patents to protect your mobile apps. So let's get started. And again, what I show you guys here, you guys can use when you guys are doing your own research and your own investigation. So it always starts out with going to uspto.gov. And then once you're here, you're going to want to click on, I'm going to zoom in actually so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So uspto.gov, and then you're going to want to click on patents. Now we're going to just focus on issued US patents. So we're going to click on search. And now if you were interested in looking at publications, you could click app FT. Now, design patents never publish. They only publish when they issue. So we're going to do an advanced search. And what I'm going to search for is I'm going to search by applicant name. And I'm just going to type in Robinhood. Now, if you didn't know what AA and M were, that's okay. You just go down. There's a legend that explains. And you're going to see that's applicant name, AANM. So AANM, Robinhood, I'm going to click search. Now, once I click search, we're going to see we had 6 hits. So let's jump in. Let's take a look. Let's see what exactly it is that we're that they've covered with design patents. So this is the first one. Again, Robinhood Markets, based on Menlo Park. This was filed in 2018. Okay. Now let's get into it. Let's see what this design patent is covering. So it's called card. And it looks like it's covering copies. Let's see, it's covering new design. Let's see what this design is. So, okay. So this looks like a card. So they actually have a design patent on their cards, on their looks like a credit card. Looks like almost like the MasterCard emblem, but there's a Robinhood emblem. There you have it. So that looks like the Robinhood plume on the upper right. This is the MasterCard logo. So this is their debit card. So they actually have a design patent on their debit cards. Fascinating. So again, the dashed lines are never claimed as a feature of the mark. That's pretty standard. So very interesting. So here you have it. So there's a design patent on the Robinhood credit card, debit card, I should say. I should call it a debit card. Let's take a look at the other cards. So there's several others that are also called card. Here's another one. And again, this one issued just last year in September, okay? So relatively recent. And this was filed also in 2018. Here's another debit card. So yeah, you guys are seeing the pattern here. We're going to see a lot of very similar ones. There's going to be cards that have the Robinhood emblem, the MasterCard emblem. And again, this is standard for design pattern drawings. They show the perspective view, and then they show the back, the front, the top, the sides, all the various views. Top down. Let's see what else we can learn. Now, again, note that the dashed lines are not claimed as a feature of the mark. Now, this is kind of a shorter application. Let's take a look at the others. There's four total with respect to cards. So now this one also issued in 2020, September 2020. And again, there you have it. So another debit card. When I click on full pages, if you guys are following along, you're going to want to click on full pages. That'll actually let you see the entire patent. So there's the card. Again, very similar to the last one that we saw. This one even darker. Let's scroll down. Okay, so there's another card. So there you have it. 4 design patents on cards, and they all issued September 29, 2020. They were all filed December 12, 2018. So again, design patents, really, really powerful way to protect your goods. So in this case, this is a software company, but they also offer debit cards. And so they filed trademark applications on, design patents on the ornamental features of their debit cards. Now, let's get into it. Let's look at now these are GUI patterns that are covering the scrolling that occurs in the app. So as you can see, display screen having an animated GUI interface for list scrolling. So let's see how they protected this. Now, these are really interesting patents because basically what you're going to see is it's essentially going to be an animation. So there's going to be multiple drawings. And if you scroll down, you're going to effectively see what it's going to mimic what happens when you scroll down in the app. So this is the first drawing. You see share prices right here. And then as you scroll, it's going to go down. It's going to go down the screen, right? Now it's at the very bottom. So very interesting. So that share price is, it's showing how it scrolls. So this design pattern, we saw these with Snap, we saw these with Facebook, we saw animation. So using design patterns to protect the way a feature is animated in the app. This is exactly what you're seeing here. So in this case, it's the share price. As you scroll down in the app, the share price goes down the GUI. And this design patent squarely covers that feature. Now let's take a look at the other design patent. And what you're going to see, it's very similar. Very, very similar. So this one, I'm going to, again, click full pages so that you can see all the pages. And that way you can actually see the scrolling effect, the animation effect that's presented through the design pattern. So again, we see share price here. Now this one's different. The last design pattern that we saw, it was a rectangular bar that stretched across the entire display. Here it's smaller, but again, as we scroll, we're going to see it goes down. Oh, actually not, it does not go down. Oh, it looks like it expands out. So this one expands out and then scrolls down. So it basically, and then it turns back into a button. So let me just do the effect one more time. So here it looks like a circular button, and then as you scroll, it expands out into a vertical bar, and the vertical bar goes down as you scroll down. And then when you get to the bottom, it then turns it back into a circular looking design, like circular looking button. So pretty neat, very creative and clever way to use design patterns. So again, that's Robinhood design patterns. We looked at all 6. The first 4 covered Robinhood cards, so debit cards, and how they use design patterns to protect the ornamental features of their debit cards. And then we looked at 2 other design patterns that covers their scrolling effect in their GUI. So the way that the stock price actually animates as you scroll down in their GUI, in their in-app GUI. So again, if you guys are mobile app makers, watch this episode because this is going to give you ideas for how you might decide to use design patterns to protect some of the features in your app. If you really have distinctive aspects that you want to protect, consider using a design pattern to protect those distinctive aspects of your mobile application, or not even mobile, also desktop. Anything involving a GUI, you can use design patterns to protect those features. And again, we saw this with Apple, LinkedIn, Facebook, Snap. A lot of companies do this. So check it out. Consider doing it yourself if you are putting if you're putting mobile apps or desktop applications out into the ecosystem. You might want to protect the animations, the scrolling, various aspects of the actual GUI with design patterns. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have specific questions that you want covered, send them to Victoria. We'd love to have your ideas, your suggestions, your questions. You can email her at victoria@adibiip.com. And then also text her community number, 415-943-5193, 415-943-5193. Would love to have you join our text community. If you text that number, you'll have direct access to me. You can text me your questions, your ideas for future episodes. Would love to get your feedback, and would love to get your ideas for episodes featured on our show. So thanks so much for watching.